The Science of Learning is a 6-part series that is intended to summarize the existing research from cognitive science related to how students learn and connect this research to its practical implications for teaching and learning.
The fourth question in the Science of Learning is, how does learning transfer to new situations in or outside of the classroom? The transfer of knowledge or skills to a novel problem requires both knowledge of the problem's context and a deep understanding of the problem's underlying structure. Teachers can ensure that students have sufficient background knowledge to appreciate the context of a problem. Think of the Second World War. It cannot be told as a standalone event. It must be told in the context of the First World War. We are able to understand and make new connections between ideas via examples. But it is often hard to see the unifying, underlying concepts in different examples. So teachers can have students compare problems with different surface structures that share the same underlying structure. For example, a student may learn to calculate the area of a rectangle via an example of a word problem using a tabletop. This student may not immediately recognize this knowledge is relevant to a word problem that asks a student to calculate the area of a soccer field. But by comparing the problems, this practice helps students perceive and remember the underlying structure. Upon completion of the problems, the teachers can highlight the underlying structure. And this is when you'll have an aha moment, when it clicks in the student's mind. For multi-step procedures, teachers can encourage students to identify and label the sub-steps required for solving a problem. This step-by-step practice makes students more likely to recognize the underlying structure of the problem and to apply the problem-solving steps to other problems. Additionally, teachers can alternate concrete examples like word problems and abstract representations like pictures or mathematical formulas to help students recognize the underlying structure of problems. In conclusion, it is difficult to explain connections. Therefore, a multi-pronged approach towards developing this fluency of thought must be used. Use a mixture of different learning styles, activities, and examples to help illustrate the connection between problems.
If you'd like to read the original research, it can be found at www.deansforimpact.org. This has been a Kaizen teaching production. You can find this video on my YouTube page and much more information on my Facebook page. Have a great day. Cheers!